The new moon is on the 30th, yes. That's right. Kwanzaa started. See? Hanukkah's continuing. We just got it. You know, they should space this out so it doesn't all happen at the same time.
And then Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right. That's right. What else? Lunch? No. Why are we here?
Okay.
We're here because we're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's Nancy, get up here and save me.
We open up with an opening treatment. So take a deep conscious breath together with me and come into this beautiful, perfect now moment. Knowing that there's only one power, one presence, one divine infinite intelligence and love that permeates all of existence, that is right here, right now, within each and every one of us. I feel the newness coming forth. Every moment is new. Let us remember that as we move into this new year. I'm so grateful for this center, for this teaching, for Reverend Stephen, for today's service, for Patrick saying yes to all of us and bringing us his unique brand of joy. And Reverend, I just made you a Reverend, Sherry. The music that uplifts us. We are so grateful for this truth. We're so grateful for this time together this morning. We know this time was blessed before I ever spoke the words. So knowing that, all together we say, and so it is.
Please stand for our congregational song. It's upon me, oh, 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 oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh. Don't need any party, don't need any law. It's upon me. Oh, oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh.
Hello. Hello, Cosmic Kids of all ages. This is Cindy Joy, your captain speaking. Here he comes. Yay. Hi. Hi. So, okay. This is Abby. So, I hope you had a really nice Christmas. I know I did. And the theme for today is what I do today can create a better tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you an example from my own life. Because a few years ago, I've moved back to my old neighborhood in Simi Valley here. And I didn't really know my neighbors. I knew a couple, but we weren't very close. So every day I would go out and say hi to somebody new. And it helps if you have a dog. So, so every day, slowly but surely, I would say hi and I would make new relationships. And every Christmas, I would go out and give presents and give some Christmas cheer. So I would go to them. Well, this Christmas, they came to me. It was such a wonderful surprise. It really was. So it works. It works. You just have to go out and make changes. Even if and I know big changes can be hard. Small changes are a little bit easy. You just have to go out and say hi to somebody new. Clean and organize your house, which is what I really love to do, or even eat better, drink more water. It's very simple, but you have to do it and you have to keep doing it, and it'll work. It'll work. So think about it. What is something good? What's a change that you can make today that will make a better tomorrow? What's something good that you can do today, Travi?
What's some hugs and kisses?
Hugs and kisses. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes, of course. Okay, he's going to make an announcement.
I'm gonna baby sister.
A baby sister is on the way. She's creating more cosmic kids. Woohoo! It's time to blast off. Let's go. Thank you.
Wow, that's exciting. Wow. Here's our affirmation for the day. I'll read it, and then I'll ask you to read it with me. Embodying the joy of spirit, I find peace, love, and joy in everyone and everything. Together. Embodying the joy of spirit, I find peace, love, joy in everyone and everything. Diane blinged these up for me. So I have a couple of readings. They're all short, but they're all profound, of course, right? Around this topic of joy. Two are from the Book of Happy that I love, and another one, the last one, I'll just tell you right now, is named Joyful Noise, and it's from Meditations on My Mountain by John Newell. But I read it last night and thought, oh my gosh, I have to read this. So I wish he was here, but maybe he's watching. Have you ever had a positive or kind thought and held yourself back from sharing it? Perhaps you loved a yoga class but never took the time to express it to the teacher, or you were touched by the kind gesture of another but felt awkward letting them know. Remind yourself to spread joy by telling yourself, I have something good to say and I choose to say it. Giving other people compliments or thanking them for their time and attention brings happiness to both parties. Let's face it, even the most confident people could use a pat on the back now and then. Make a point to let others know they are doing a good job and watch how your happiness increases too. Happiness is a feeling that makes you feel lighthearted and allows you to experience pleasure. Like other emotions, happiness can have a range. On one end, you can be elevated, perhaps giddy, while on the other end, you may feel quietly content. One is not better than the other. Both are experiences of happiness. Joy tends to be less dependent on situations or circumstances. Joy is a state of being. Sure, you might have moments where you feel sad or even angry, but those moments do not destroy your overall joy for living. Both are vitally important to your overall well-being. Remind yourself of this by saying, happiness is a feeling. Joy is an experience. I choose both. Joyful Noise by John Newble, written March 6th of 2009. Let the celebration begin. Let the fireworks commence. Let all the stops be pulled out. Let joy explode from the depths of being. Let nature shout to the heavens above. Let nothing be held back. Let all that is express fully and with infinite enthusiasm. Let me see God in all of it. Why? For no reason at all. Joy defies all reason. And so it is.
Thank you, Nancy. So this first song I'm going to offer to you today fits right in and will segue well into the meditation. So you might even want to think about closing your eyes because this song is a prayer. And so just take in the words. Beautiful song by Michael Beckwith and Ricky Byers. This day I awoke with a passion in my heart, a feeling of longing, a thirst so strong. I want to be better, an opening for God. Make me stronger. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God. Make me stronger. Make me patient when I worry. Make me calm when there is strife. Make me loving when my heart is hard. Make me forgiving when I would be right. Make me forgiving. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God. Make me stronger, stronger to reveal more peace. I must be patient to reveal more love. I must be humble to reveal more power. stronger to reveal more peace, more love, more joy, more joy. I want to be better, an opening for God. Make me stronger. This is my prayer today. Oh, God.
Thank you, Sherry. That was beautiful going into our gap meditation. We'll have 3 minutes to go into that God awareness place. I'm going to ring a chime, and Sherry will bring us out. So that was 3 minutes. We just encourage you to create your own time for meditation every day. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Could be multiple times a day. Just take those deep breaths and come into that space of oneness. We do it 20-minute silent meditation right before service every Sunday. John Bellis does an hour on Thursday nights, and I believe there'll be a slide later, but I think we're going to have meditation on Wednesday nights in January. So many times for you to come and practice in community, which is a really beautiful place to practice. So thank you. And now, Sherry Dees.
I've got another one. Now, excited to bring this one to you. It's going to be our congregational song starting next week. Going forth, it's going to replace I Release at the end of the service. You've heard the song before. Kenneth Perrin did it recently. It's a song by Eddie Watkins. And so I want you to start singing along. The chorus is very easy. You'll catch it out right away. And so you can start practicing. Okay? All right. Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come from living this thing called life? And am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing in the fork of the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing that I can do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its meaning. I am the place where God shows up. There you go, you know the words now. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its meaning. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? And will I have the health of mind and body and live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing that I can do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its meaning. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its meaning. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Ah, cool song, huh? It's gonna be fun.
The year of joy. So let me introduce Reverend Dr. Patrick J. Harbula. Who here already knows him? At least a little bit? Heard of him? This guy in the front's heard of him? Okay. Heard of him. So he has been a spiritual leader, counselor, and coach for over 35 years, so he qualifies as an elder. He reaches hundreds of thousands with his writing and personal and media appearances. Patrick is the author of 2 books, Magic of the Soul, Applying Spiritual Power to Daily Living, which is a CSL curriculum, and Journeying the Soul, and recently the book in the St. Martin's Press, Meditation's Simple and Practical Way. He's the founder of the Living Purpose Institute and creator of the Life Coaching Certification Program and the Primal Fire Intensive on Catalina Island and in the mountains, soon to be. He is ordained an independent religious science minister by the late Dr. Earl Barnum in 1985 and affiliated with CSL in 2010. He trained for 4 years in spiritual psychology under the late Dr. Vivian King. He is also ordained and recognized as a Doctor of Divinity through Spiritual Unity Movement, of which he was a president for 12 years. He founded Meditation Magazine. He was formerly the director for Sage Publications, a world-renowned social science publisher. He is a blues musician. He is available after the service. You buy the book, he'll sign it for you. And so, speaking on 2025, the Year of Joy, please welcome Reverend Dr. Patrick Harbula.
Patrick Harbula.
I was already turned on, actually. But I would come here just to do that. Like, every week I'd come here to do that. Oh, it's so good to be home. What about this band? And I love that we just had a new ordination. Reverend Sherry is now a minister. And it got me thinking, actually. Absolutely. It's absolutely appropriate. And you know what occurred to me? And I love that you have the power to just, boom, you're a minister, you're a minister. And so I am taking on that power from you because it occurred to me that everyone in this building, and not to in any way dismiss the work that goes into becoming a minister, but you know what? You've all done that work in your own ways. Every one of you is a minister in your own life and a minister to the people that you love and care about. I pronounce you reverends. And in fact, what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to turn to your neighbor and just say, "You inspire me, Reverend." Turn the other way now. How does that feel? All right, enough of that. Come on. It's my turn now. So, you know, I just thought of this story. You know, the first time I went, after The Magic of the Soul was published, and everyone was, all the centers were teaching it back in around 2003. And I did my first tour up in Canada. And I went up there, and when I would do a workshop here in the States, I'd get, 25, 30 people would be a pretty good from our centers. And I went up there, and I called up at Calgary, and I said, and we were talking about some logistics, and I said, so how many people are signed up? And they said, I think 72. And then everywhere I went, it's like people, because they'd been teaching it already, so like they knew my name, and people were coming up to me and wanting to get my picture and my autograph, and and then Gary would come, and so in Canada I'm a rock star, but Gary Huttinger would come out, and he would come to the service just to say he's not a rock star here. And I came away from that thinking, number one, who did they think I was? Is this a case of mistaken identity? I just wrote a book, right? And I thought, I don't deserve this much adulation. Then I realized, no, that's not accurate. Everyone deserves that kind of adulation. What did it feel when you were just told that you were inspired, Reverend, right? We all deserve that kind of praise. And to create your own title. Magnificent Lord of the World, whatever it is, right? This has nothing to do with my talk. Well, it has everything to do with my talk. I left my great notes that I had all mapped out on my desk at home. So I wrote down a few things here, but I probably won't even use them. But I do have a slide for you. Oh, and we're going to do an experiment. I almost forgot. So this is an experiment in joy. So I'm going to set a timer. And every time it goes off, we're going to stop in the middle of it and close our eyes and go into joy, like this. We'll do it right now. I'm just going to ring the bell, just as an experiment to see how easy it is to be in joy. Close your eyes. Perhaps you want to just think about someone or something that brings you intense joy. Fully embody that feeling. Feel your heart expanding, your love flowing out as you're in this experience of pure joy right now. And then bring your awareness back. That's simple. So we'll see what happens. So it's going to interrupt me, no matter what I'm saying or what you're thinking. We're going to go into joy. Yeah? Yes. Up for it? Okay. So let's see. I've got a couple slides here. There we go. Ernest Holmes. Life is not just something to be endured. It is to be lived in joy, in a fullness, without limit. We have a song to sing. We have a joy to bring to the world in love and peace and happiness. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But here's the thing about joy and how I want to inspire us all to make 2025 the year of joy is it's not dependent on outer things. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that isn't easy to swallow. Wars, hunger. Did you know? This will get happy in a few minutes. It'll get joyful in a few minutes. But let's see if we can be in joy even when we're talking about what's difficult, okay? Did you know, it's a great movie out there. I don't remember the name of it right now because it wasn't in my notes. But it's about human trafficking, and it's this great movie about this guy who works for the government, and the government won't let him save these children. It's not part of his job description. So he leaves his job and goes down to South America and starts saving these kids one by one, right? And so at the end of it, they have a little fact that they put on the screen, that there are more people in slavery today than there were when slavery was legal in this country and in other places in the world. And most of them are children as sex slaves. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that doesn't bring us joy. But can we be the agents of joy in a world that seems to be having a lot of challenge right now? I was watching or listening to a podcast by Michael Beckwith recently, and he was interviewing someone, and that someone said, we're envisioning a world where everyone loves each other and there's peace and all these things. And Michael said, yeah, and we're living in that now. right? You know, I was talking with somebody the other day, and social media is such a great demonstration of law of attraction, right? Because if you're complaining all the time, guess what you're going to see on your feed? Lots of complaints. If you're putting out positive messages, because I hear people say there's so many haters on social media, I don't see them. And if I do occasionally, I know that they're not haters. There's just something, it's a cry for love, right? Everything that's wrong in the world is a cry for love. As Michael says, you know, the headlines are simply prayer requests. And the best thing we can do to help the world is to be in joy ourselves, no matter what's happening. So we can replace the word in this one from happiness to joy. And I love that definition of joy. It's a state of being, not an emotional feeling. I say that all the time, that joy, as I define it, is not the opposite of sadness. That's happiness. Joy is a pervasive spiritual quality that can be present even in moments of grief or loss or challenge. So where did you find that? I've been searching everywhere. I created it myself. It's an inside-out game. It always is. And look, you know, our teaching is so good at intentionality, at you know, visualizing what we want to create. And that's, you know, the power of our mind and thoughts and consciousness is amazing. And yet, if our happiness, if our inner joy is dependent on those things that we're treating for happening, we're missing the point. That's not what spiritual mind treatment is about. It's about just getting the inner experience, in my opinion. And I think of the opinion of the most advanced thinkers in our movement. But we forget, even as practitioners, someone comes to us because, you know, they want to heal illness. And I'm treating for that truth to be realized. If I get pulled into that result being the goal, I may be treating against their soul's highest, because the disease may be the healing. Death may be the healing. How many times have we looked back over our lives and seen the hardest moments as the moments where we learned and grew the most? I had a new client the other day was talking about, he's a missionary, he's gone all over the world doing all this great work, but he wasn't able to raise enough money, so he started doing day trading, amassed a fortune, and then lost it all. And he said it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because he got clear about what he really wasn't about making money to serve. It was just about serving. And then from the inner experience of joy, attracting what is required to serve more. So Esther Hicks, the Abraham teaching, says, if you had one goal, and that was to feel good, you would never again need to hear another word from anyone. You would live successfully and happily in a way of fulfilling your life purpose ever after. And it's a practice, right? And for me, it's a practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment to what's happening in the physical world. I'm going to give you a quote from Come on back. How's that feel? Isn't that wonderful? Guess what? We could do that at any moment in time. I'll talk more about that at the end. So, this quote from Robert Scheinfeld. I love this because it's so impractical. But when I share this quote, usually I'll see a lot of nodding heads because we can't deny truth, right? When you attain the consciousness that realize it's no better to have $1 million than to owe $1 million, then you'll have the consciousness to create whatever you want with the snap of your fingers. Should we read that one more time? Read it with me. When you attain the consciousness that realize it's no better to have $1 million than to owe $1 million, you will then have the consciousness to create whatever you want with a snap of your fingers. You feel the power in that. And as Robert explains it, This is my favorite book, Busting Loose in the Money Game, to teach. Favorite book after The Magic of the Soul, of course. But he says that if I'm saying that one thing in the world of form is better than another thing in the world of form, I'm saying that the world of form has power over my inner experience. And guess what? That makes me kind of powerless, right? If I'm saying that the only thing that matters is how I feel inside, like that previous slide, then rather than the world of form informing my inner experience now informs the world of form. It's always an inside-out job. If we're thinking I'll be happy when I get the better job, when I have more money, when I find my soulmate, when I heal this illness, guess what? I'm putting that out into the future, and the future never comes because the truth is always present in this moment. Can I just feel joy, freedom, love right now in this moment? So this next quote is my favorite quote of all time. I've probably said it here before. Once you can say, this is the best thing to happen to me about everything that happens in your life, you'll be aligned with the FP, field of potential. You align with the FP by loving everyone, by seeing the face of God in everything, by feeling happy, by being grateful, by being joyful and grateful for everything, no matter what. Instead of letting the apparent reality dictate your inner feelings, you line up with the FP, which knows nothing but love, peace, and perfect contentment. So we all can feel the truth in these words, right? And we all know that it can be challenging for this to happen on a regular basis, right? Because this is kind of, I love this next slide, it's kind of how things work in our lives, right? The universe, I have a plan for your life. Spirit guides, having a ball. Me? So when those challenges come up, how do I deal with that, right? When those intense challenges come up. Well, I can go back to this slide and I can practice this, right? But there's a caveat here. You know, my dear friend Maureen Hoyt once said this. I wouldn't phrase exactly like that, but she said, the problem with I wouldn't call it a problem, but the problem with our teaching is we go right from problem to prayer. And we forget a really important step, which is to be with the problem, to be in the feelings, right? And again, we can actually find joy in feeling the difficult feelings, right? Have you ever had that experience when you're just, something's bogging you down and you know, we were told as kids, don't cry, right? But you let it out and you feel good about letting it out. And it just relieves all that tension, right? Isn't that a joyful experience, right? Maybe not a happy experience, but a joyful experience. We can be in joy even in the most challenging moments. You know, my book, The Magic of the Soul, the phrase I invite people to use is, what's the magic in this experience? What's the greater joy, freedom that wants to emerge from it? And anytime we ask that question, we are aligning with our higher self, because as Scheinfeld says in Busting Loose in the Money Game, we're not creating our reality from our thinking alone. We're creating our reality from the presence of our expanded self, because the universe, our highest self, has a grand plan. And it knows that I may have to go through this difficult thing to get to fully realize that plan. Oftentimes when I'm counseling and coaching people and they're going through a tough time, after we allow the feelings to come out and to express them, I'll ask, what is the greatest thing that could come out of this? And they'll say, oh my God, yeah. Well, and here's a basic, this is true of all things. If I can be in joy, if I can be in freedom, if I can be in peace when this, terminal diagnosis has been given to me, or I've just, the market crashed and I just lost $100,000. If I can be in joy then, and freedom and peace in the difficult times, then for the rest of my life, nothing can touch me. That's the freedom of this understanding. Let's take that into the silence. freedom of this understanding. Take a deep breath into freedom. Yeah, come on back to me. That's it. We have the power. God, I'm thinking of a story now. Do I have time for that? I'll try it. So there was a woman who came to my Busting Loose class. The week before, she was on suicide watch. And so she came to the class, and we were talking about this very subject, about the only thing that's important is how I feel and joy. And she came back the next week, and she said, I can do this. And she had had a history of drugs, as I said, was on suicide watch the week before. And she said, all my life I've been judging myself based on what society thinks is important. Well, I'm going to get teary with this. What kind of job do I have? I don't have a job. What kind of relationship do I have? I've never had a healthy romantic relationship. What kind of place do I own? I don't own a home, right? She said, if the true test of how I'm doing in life is, can I feel joy right now? I can do that. In that one class, I mean, she finished out that class, but that one class, she got it all, the whole important thing. And her life completely changed from that moment on. Saw her recently. She's doing amazing. The only way I have found to inner peace and freedom is to give up to attachment to what's happening in the world. So when I do spiritual mind treatment, then it's not like I got to make this thing happen. It's like I'm creating the intention. As I say in The Magic of the Soul, the most powerful consciousness for manifestation is A, creating our intention, being really clear about what we want, and B, non-attached to when, if, or when, how, or even if it occurs. Out of this practice, my favorite affirmation nowadays is, wouldn't it be fun if? You feel the lightness in that, right? So it creates the image of what I want, the feeling of what I want, and yet it's going to be fun no matter what. Wouldn't it be fun if I did a great talk today? Well, you know what? Even if I bomb, I'm going to have fun. I used that affirmation when I was doing a tour in Canada again. I haven't been there in a while. And I went to 3 different centers, and all 3 centers I said, wouldn't it be fun if there were 35 people for the workshop in the afternoon? All 3 times, guess how many people showed up? Exactly 35. In Calgary, they were counting as people came in the door. When it got to the 35th person, everybody clapped, nobody else showed up. I stopped saying it because I didn't want to limit it to 35 anymore. Wouldn't it be fun if? So normally we do a workshop after I do a talk like this, but we're not going to today. I'm going to do a quick little workshop. I'm going to share with you 2 practices I invite you to bring into 2025. One is pivoting, call it pivoting. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about it. I'll just say, the word comes from the Higgs material. And if I'm feeling discomfort, it means I'm focused on what I don't want. And so that becomes the cue, reminder to pivot to what I do want. So I'd like to hear one person who has something really, really challenging in your life to share. And if it's not really challenging right now in the moment, it won't be a good demonstration. Could be health, could be finance. Somebody want to volunteer? Yes, what is it?
I get to rebuild my house after it burned down in April.
Okay, I know about that. So close your eyes. Take a deep healing breath. Tell me from your heart what you really, really want for your home.
Lots of glass.
Lots of glass.
Doesn't burn as easily.
Okay. Very good. All right, let's do it one more time. I forgot to say, close your eyes, deep breath. Let's do it in one word this time, which will be a spiritual quality. One word, what do you really want for your home? Yes, from your heart, what do you really want? Most important thing. Comfort. See, when it's one word, it's a spiritual quality. Glass is great, but comfort is priceless. So, over the last 6 months, average day, when you think about your house, what percentage of the time are you focused on comfort compared to, wow, this is going to be hard doing all this?
99.9%.
On what you don't want, okay?
What I don't want?
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Oh,
99% of the time you're focused on what you do want, on comfort? Oh, great. Okay, you're good then. So most people, so it's not really challenging you that much, and I know you. You're looking for, you're in solution. But if it was something challenging, it would be more like 1%. And so then writing down the number every night, that's the thing to do. If you want to learn more about this, see me afterwards. I've got a consciousness raising sheet that you can use to log this. The other practice is what we've been doing with the timer. I'll save that. Set a timer every hour on the hour. When it goes off, go into the most intense joy that you can. You will be creating a vibration that will carry you through the year. I'm going to start today with you. So, who wants to do it with me? All right, very good. Okay, so I was going to tell a joke, but we don't have time for that. Just tell you one last story. Can I do a joke? All right, okay. I think I've told this a few times here, but it fits this topic so well. Bob and Ed. Bob is a cat lover, and Ed hates cats, his brother. And so Bob, he's going on a vacation and thinks, what am I going to do with my cat? I could leave him with Bob, but Bob hates cats. But, Ed's been taking care of our elderly mother, doing a great job with that. So I guess if I can trust my mother with Ed, I can trust my cat with Ed. So Bob goes off, comes back 2 weeks later, drops the cat off before he leaves, calls up his brother as soon as he gets back. Hey, Ed, how you doing? And how's Perky, my beloved cat? And Ed says, I got some bad news for you, brother. Perky died. Oh, Mom's calling, got to go, click. And so Bob is just overwrought with grief, and he didn't know about the having joy during his grief. But he mourns the loss, and then he calls up Ed later, and he says, Ed, I got to tell you, it really hurt my feelings, the uncaring way in which you gave me the news about my beloved cat. And Ed says, well, I didn't know what to say. Your cat's dead. How else do I say it? And Bob says, well, you could have given me the news gently and gradually. You could have called me up and said, hey, Perk's up on the roof playing. And then later on, you could have called me up and said, hey, he fell off the roof. And we think he's going to be okay. We're doing everything we can. And then when I came to pick him up in person, you could have said, we did everything we could, brother, but Perky didn't make it. And Ed says, well, okay, brother, I apologize. I'm sorry. I could have been more caring. And so Bob says, I forgive you, brother. And by the way, how's Mom doing? Ed says, Mom's up on the roof playing. All right, let's take it into the joy. Nice deep healing breath. Oh, yes. Take another deep breath and let out a big heartful sigh. As soon as we do that, can you feel the joy come flooding in? We can't let go without spirit flooding in. Yes is the answer. You know that for sure. Yes is the answer. Yes is surrender. Line from a John Lennon song I just learned, Mind Games. I'm not going to say anything, just let you feel the joy. So it is.
So it is.
Give you a couple of announcements. We've got room for our New Year's Eve ceremony. We've got $100 off for our retreat today, and a cacao ceremony next week. So talk to me if you're interested in those things. Thank you so much for having me today. God, I love you guys. I've missed you. So good to be back. Thank you. Oh, that was it. That was the prayer.
No, there's a slide for it, though.
Okay. No, that was it. I just wanted people to feel the joy. Yes. That's the prayer. All right.
Just keep going.
Light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am
Divinity
defined.
I'm God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. 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 I am light.
So here we have the ways to support our center. You can do it through the website, text the word give, call the office, or drop something in the basket as it goes by you later. So now we have our affirmation about how this all works. So let's say this together. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the world, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and me now. Divine love prevails.
Vacuuming can be a spiritual practice. We need more help in the vacuuming department. what I see in these baskets and know that is flowing in from infinite sources is joy and expression. Money, infinite abundance, all of it is joy. We give it with joy, it comes back to us with joy. Joy is the word of the day, and so it is.
It is. Okay, last song, you know it. Great song by Fleetwood Mac. So dance, sing with us. Yeah, let's do it.
If you wake up and don't wanna smile, if it takes just a little while, open your heart and look at the day. You'll see things in a different way. Come on, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Why not think about times to come and not about the things that you've done? If your life was bad to you, just think what tomorrow will do. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Steve Ballard. All I want is to see you smile. If it takes just a little while. I know you don't believe that it's true, but I never meant any harm to you. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Don't you look back. Ooh, don't you look back. Ooh, don't you look back. Ooh, don't you look back. Yeah, fun. To walk on.
You can just keep playing. I'll just stand here and listen. Oh, so now thank you to everybody who made this happen today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you everybody watching online. Thank you to our service team, Kathy Burt, Pat and Greg Schaefer, and Costa Francides. Outdoor signs, John McCluskey. Stage, Dan Buckley. Greg and Olivia up in the live stream. Our slide operator, John Mizialco. Cosmic Kids, Cindy Joy, and Tracy Carbone. Greg Schaefer and Cheryl Glath will be in the office later. Fellowship, Costa and Cheryl Robinson Collins. Our practitioner of the day, Reverend Nancy Fuller. Our musical lead director and guest, Sherry Deeds.
Thank you.
The Soul Purpose Band,
Yeah.
Steve Fowler, Bob Townley, Saul Lassiter, Lane Taylor, and Cheryl's on the list, but she's
Cheryl
not
is
here.
not feeling well. Let's all send her some love.
Okay.
Right on the live stream right now. Feel better.
Feel better. Well, we know that you feel better. Whether you're feeling that way or not, that's not the truth. This is the truth. And our cleaning crew, Kathy's the only one who cleaned? Took a week off. Okay, so you're just captain in charge there. Our speaker today, Reverend Dr. Patrick Harbula. Yay! Thank you for letting me be your host, Reverend Robert Thompson. And Nancy, you got some announcements to make and things.
I'll just stay down here. We have this midweek meditation coming with Sani and Shri. I meditated with them a few months back. They're fabulous. So starting January 8th, Wednesdays at 5 o'clock here in the sanctuary. So that'll be fantastic. Also, the sound bath, right? John, do we have a? Yes. Now this, I went online and checked out the video with this guy. He's amazing. I mean, this is going to be something like we haven't seen here for a long time. I think we'll have like standing room only and maybe put chairs all around. He has a huge following. He's amazing. It's a 2-hour event. We're doing it from 7 to 9. So please come. It's this coming Friday, January 3rd. Start out the new year by coming to this sound bath with David Young. So I would encourage everybody to come. And go on on our website, we have a link to him playing and what he does. And I watched it yesterday. It's amazing. And people are really getting healed just by his playing. So, all right. Is that it? And I will be available at the back door for a 1-minute miracle. 1 minute. And if you need a longer miracle or a longer prayer, call any practitioner or minister here. We're here for you. We love you all.
Thank you. So please stand and say the benediction with me. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our center, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
See you next week.